Hello! Sorry, I'm all razzle dazzle today. Uh, so, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness wasness. Turning that off because I don't need that right now. Okay, so before the stream, I needed to go run an errand. I had some library books that I needed to go return. And I didn't check to see if the library was like open because it's Saturday and you would think that the library would be open on Saturday. Turns out the library's only open from 9 to 1 on Saturday. Like, why? Why is that your time? It's Saturday. Don't you think that'd be the time that anyone could be able to go to the library and you close early afternoon? So, safe to say, I did not, uh, did I save this? Okay, we'll hit save. Um, I did not get to return my library books. There was one of those like book boxes outside of the library, but I got way too paranoid about using it. I was like, what if this is like a donation box instead? Or what if I put this in here and somehow the book gets lost and then they think it's my fault? I I would know. I will I will wait to be able to return the book by handing it directly to the library. I don't trust the box. Me in the box, I don't trust it. So, I did not accomplish my objective in returning my library books. Oy vey. Also, uh, oh my god, am I bad at taking directions? I am, I swear, the worst person to take directions from. Or, I guess not take from, but to give directions to. Because I keep missing my turns. And it's not in the sense of like, oh, the GPS was like giving me wrong directions or something like that. No, I was just not following them. And it's not out of any like, and it's not because I wanted to. Like I wasn't like, ah yes, I decide that I want to go this route instead. No, I want to follow the directions, but it's really hard to follow the directions. So like, oh my goodness. On Friday, I was going to a community game night at a church, and it was just supposed to be a 17-minute drive. Should have been easy. You know, you go, you make some turns, you get on the road, you make some more turns, and then you're there. No, no, that is not what happened. Um, that is not what happened. I missed the last turn. There was supposed to be a turn. I was supposed to turn right onto a road and then follow that road until I hit my destination. It would have been simple. It would have been 9 minutes. It would have been like 7 minutes after I made that turn. It was dark. There was a row of cars on the other side of that lane of that road, just like waiting to be able to get on to the rest of the street. And as I was coming up to it and realized that that was the turn I was supposed to make, I realized I can't make that. So I kept going straight, as you should. That was the right decision to make. That was the right decision to make to just keep going straight. That was the safest option. Just keep going straight and redirect. It took a bit for the directions to redirect me. For a minute, for like a good 2 minutes, they just kept screaming at me to follow the destination, follow like, or like something. I don't remember what it said, but it just kept trying to tell me to follow the directions, and it's like I can't. You're asking me to go backwards. I can't do that. So I keep going straight, and I'm trying to follow the directions to circle myself back around. I went straight for so long. I went to a different location, and I recognized it as the location of my foot doctor. And then I thought that, oh, did I put the wrong directions in? And I'm going to my foot doctor instead? And then for a good 10 minutes, I thought that was what was actually happening. I thought that I had accidentally put in the wrong directions and I was just going to the foot doctor instead of going to the church that I wanted to go to. Uh, I then missed another turn that I was supposed to make. Missed it. Got onto the interstate to then get on the highway, to then circle back around. I eventually found a spot to turn into and stop the car so I can look at my phone and figure out what the heck I was doing. To then remember that, oh yeah, that was, and like, to realize that, oh, that was the actual destination I wanted to go to. That's right, I missed that turn 30 minutes ago. That's why I'm in a different part of town. So I put the directions back into the same place because I had canceled them when I stopped the car because I thought it was taking me to the foot doctor instead of the church. So I put the directions back in, and then finally I was able to get myself to circle back around and then make the turn that I was supposed to make and get myself to the church. I was like an hour late to that event. Grant, like, I left the house at probably like 6:30, and then I don't think I got there until like 7:30. It should not have taken that long, but I kept missing my turns. Oy vey. Oi, 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 oi. So, there's that. So that's kind of what happened. Uh, Nanya is still learning how to drive properly. Nanya also didn't refill her water. So with that event, and then literally the next day, she then missed my turn going to the library, which the turn that I missed for the library, because my house to the library is just pretty much a straightforward kind of thing. You drive straight for a very long time, you make one left, you drive straight again for a very long time, and then you just need to turn left to get into the parking lot. Um, and I missed that turn because I didn't know where it was. Like, I think it was just most like I was in the lane to be able to turn left, but I couldn't decide which one of those like because I'm now in town, so there's a lot of stop signs. I didn't figure out which one was supposed to be mine until it was too late and I had to keep going, get out of the town to then once again find a place to turn around. And I got stuck for like 5 minutes trying to cross two lanes of traffic because it was just because it's people going in and out of the town, and so there was just a lot of cars going both ways, and I was like, oh my god. So it took me a bit to get back into town to then now turn right, and again I missed my turn. I missed my turn again to get into the parking lot. Luckily, there was another turn, and I just took that turn, and it was just basically getting into the parking lot on the other side of it instead. And so I got to my destination a lot shorter than the last time I was trying to get to my destination. Um, but yeah, and so going through all of that trouble, uh, to then realize that the library was closed, uh, and then I'm trying to leave to go home and stream because now I'm upsetty. I broke my nail on the steering wheel. I was turning the steering wheel. I was gonna put my hand on the steering wheel, and I slapped it instead with my fingernail, and it snapped it. And so I now luckily my nails are very long. Uh, they're very flexible. And I don't trim them, so they kind of just grow until they snap. So I actually still have a decently sized nail. It's not like a normal size nail size, so it's not like I just lost my entire nail. Um, but still, just sprinkle that in at the very end, like just like yes. You missed your turn. You get here. You can't even do the thing you wanted to do. And now you snapped your nail. Oi. Luckily, the um the drive back home was totally fine. There was only one like left turn I really needed to take at the beginning to make sure that I got into the road I needed to go to, and I already made the mistake the first time of not knowing where it was. So this time I knew where it was. So I got into it this time without scaring any old men that were behind me, and just drove my way back home. And that's what I did today. I woke up, uh, laid in bed for a couple of hours, got up, did that, got home, and now we're here. You've been updated. So, what are we doing today? We're going to do something that I'm hoping is going to be really fun. And I'm a little sad because there's actually literally no one here. There's no one here. So, what I want to do is going to be a little sad because I can't actually do it without. Well, I can and I can't. So, let me just go ahead and explain what I'm doing. For the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, I've lost count. We've been developing a series called Tales of Conjuria. And I think I've put enough groundwork to start writing my discovery draft. And if and for those who don't know what a discovery draft is basically your first draft. You're trying you're trying out the idea, you're working with it, you're seeing where it goes, you're discovering the plot. And so a discovery draft is basically your first draft. I think I have enough work done for me to start trying something. And obviously this book is going to have to go through many drafts uh for multiple reasons. The first draft is always your worst draft. It's going to be shit. That is just the nature of first drafts. You're gonna think of things that you didn't think about when you first started writing it, which is gonna cause plot holes. You're gonna start things that don't actually go anywhere. You're gonna have you're gonna start with an idea of a character being this way, and then when you start working with the character, they actually turn out this way. Like your first draft is gonna be full of mistakes. It's gonna be full of like grammar mistakes or spelling mistakes or more importantly, plot mistakes. There's just going to be a lot. So, we're not going to be worried about making a perfect first draft because that is redundant. It's not possible. Um so I thought that all right, I have enough information to at least start this and see where it goes. And I'll make shit up as I go. And then once we get to draft 2, that's when we start to reflect on okay, what happened to story, how can I better set that up, um how did these characters turn out, how do I want them to turn out, things like that. With second draft we will tighten things up. There'll probably also be a third draft, and the third draft is probably also again tightening things up, figuring out what's going on and such. And at some point, because this is a series that I do want to sell and let you guys have physical copies of, I am aware about probably the trouble I would get in with Wizards of Coast, depending on the things that I use. For example, I'm pretty sure Asimars are copyrighted to Wizards of the Coast, which means that Rowan's race would eventually have to get a new name. Same thing with probably Tieflings. They would probably need a new name. So draft 3 might be, I would probably call my copyright check, where I check things to make sure that whatever I'm using isn't copyrighted to another company. Because obviously, I don't have the rights to then use it. But for your discovery draft and for your figuring out your plot, it's that's just things that I don't have to worry about right now. I'll get to it eventually, but for right now, I'm not too worried about it. And it's not just Wizards of the Coast, if you remember. This is technically an AU of the Sandersides. These characters that I'm using are from the Sanderside series. And so they also, depending on how they evolved in the writing of the story, I have to decide how much of them I need to change to make sure that they're not a copy of Thomas Anderson's characters. Um, so, but I'm not too worried about that. Every time I write these characters, they always end up like every time I try to do a Sandra size AU, the characters tend to end up being completely different from their original counterparts. To the point that they basically share sometimes a face and mostly a name. And then, and since Thomas doesn't exactly have copyright claim over a name, uh, depending on how different the two characters are, I can keep their name or not. But with that being said, I've also been doing some thinking about things. Uh, Last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, I had a thought in my head about what if Roman was a princess instead of a prince. Mostly because I think it would be cool to have a badass princess. You know? I just thought it'd be really cool to have a princess be the hero of the story. That's the only thing. I wasn't too worried about the idea of like, oh, I gotta make sure that like I'm not using the Roman prince character or anything. No, I just thought, badass woman. And I have been wanting to make a more diverse cast of characters. I was a little upset with like myself that currently all the characters were basically males. Like even Logan, who is a non-binary character that is okay with the blah 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 non-binary character. Even Logan, who's a non-binary character, still is able to use the he him, is like fine using he him pronouns, and has a masculine physique. So it's like a step in the right direction for a more diverse character, but it still feels like it's a male group, which is why I was also thinking about making Virgil a female after making his character model and realized that I kind of gave him a little bit of a feminine face. Thought about the idea of making Virgil a female, but I like wasn't committed to it. And now I have Roman, who I thought, and I always thought that I would make Patton the female character, mostly because Patton is so emotional. But then I was just like, well, that's a little stereotypical to put Patton as a female because he's emotional. Like that I like the idea of having more emotional male characters. So, also, I just kind of fell in love with the big, giant, muscular, fluffy, pacifist giant. So I didn't want to touch Patton's gender. I was like, nope, Patton, you get to be a male. You're a very emotional male, but we love you anyway. So I thought about the idea of what if we make Roman a female instead, and I even got a name for him, which I need to remember how to pronounce. Hold on. Okay. Uh, Roman's female name would be Ramona, which sounds like Roman, but the reason why I picked it is because Ramona,
I forgot to drink water.
um, so the reason why I picked Ramona is because it means, I think it means, hold on, I wrote it down in the Discord. Give me a moment. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It means protecting hands and wise protector. And um Roman's part in the team is that he's the group's protector. He's the tank. So Ramona's name, meaning protecting hands or wise protector, made sense. I also was still wanting to keep an R name. So that's I was originally trying to see if I could find an R name that also related to the moon, but after doing some research, there's no there's no R name that relates to the moon really. There was one which was like Rhea, but I didn't really like the sound of Rhea for Roman. I like Romona. I think I can work with that. So that is that is what Roman's female name was going to be. And then I decided that I didn't want to follow, and then once I had decided that Roman was going to be female, I also realized that I can't just have one female because then it's the one female in the group of guys, and it's like that doesn't seem fair. And since I was already complicating making uh and since I was already complicating uh thinking about making Virgil female, I thought, alright, I will just commit to it. Virgil is also female. Um, and and at first I was like, oh great, now I have to ship those two together, have some lesbians. But then I also realized, but then I was just like, wait, no. But Roman wasn't the person I was trying to ship Virgil with. And then I decided that I could do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm not shipping Roman with Virgil unless the characters decide themselves. Um, Sometimes characters take a mind of their own, but it's not the plan. Um, though it does mean I'm gonna have a straight relationship, which I guess that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a straight relationship. I just try to write gay relationships because we need more of them. But that's fine. We can have one straight relationship, I guess. Um, Ramona is still gay though. That is a raging lesbian. Roman can't avoid the gay. So, so Ramona is a lesbian, and I don't know. Maybe I'll give her a girlfriend at some point. Who knows? It's not romance is not even a big part of the story. It's just something that kind of happens sometimes. I don't know. Um, but for Virgil, I decided for Virgil's female name to go with Valerie, and the reason why I went with Valerie was none other was I trying to stick with a V name. But Valerie meant like strong, uh, brave. It's like a kind of like a warrior type name, Valkyrie, and with uh, and I thought that that would work pretty well with Virgil. So I think if I look at my notes, everything is slow. Uh, nope. Where is it? This one. Yeah. So Virgil's name is Valerie Volva Lunana. Which Volva just means purple. It's like violet. It's like another way to write violet. So he's a which I thought was funny because he's a purple tiefling. So named him Purple. And then Lunana is her last name. So yeah. And then for Patton, we already made a new name for Patton. His name is Humphrey Paxton. But because I was trying to still attach it to Sandersides, I gave him the nickname of Patton. Well, why not just call him Paxton? For one thing, furbolgs don't get names like other people do. They're named after they furbolgs don't necessarily give each other names. It's not part of their culture, but they interact with elves, and the elves basically give them a name so they have something to call them. So Humphrey meant like peaceful giant, is what Humphrey meant. And then Paxton meant a peaceful town. So it could be that instead of being like, okay, his name was Humphrey Paxton and then he got the nickname Patton, it could be that his name was Humphrey and then he got the name Paxton instead. Because Paxton still sounds like Patton, but still makes sense for his character because of what it means. He's still a peaceful person. Uh, so I could just make it that it's just Paxton. Like that's his nickname. His nickname is Paxton. And then there's the other three because we still have Logan, Remus, and Janice. I'm gonna fight for Janice's name, which is gonna be hard because those two Janices I feel like are going to be very similar. Uh, but I just really like the name Janice, so I don't want to give it up. Logan's name is an algorithm. It stands for something, which I mean I know I made up to use the name Logan. Um, but I think that also the two Logans will probably be Logan is the character I cannot keep canon for the life of me. It is very hard to write Logan canonically. So all of my Logans end up not really being Logan. They tend to be too emotional to be considered Logan. So I'm not too concerned about having to change Logan's name. He's a robot. He has some shit going with him that I'm not telling. So I don't think I have to worry too much about Logan's name. And then there's Remus. And I hadn't figured out what I want to do with Remus. I tried searching for our names for Remus and I didn't really find any that I was liking that I thought would fit Remus's aesthetic. So I can't decide it. So I haven't decided what to do with Remus. But luckily for me, we're not even dealing with Remus yet. I Remus also still doesn't have a character sheet. uh, still he still doesn't have a character sheet. At some point we need to make his character sheet, but we're not doing that right now. Um, so, but here's the thing: if I'm already committing to the idea of that Roman's going to be a girl named Ronana, and Patson is going to be called Paxton, does it really make sense to write the entire story using Roman and Patton to then have to then spend time changing all of their names? It seems like that's a tedious type of work that I don't need to do. Now, it'd be different if I was like, I didn't have a name at the time, and so this was just a placeholder name. That's different. But if I already have the name, I should probably just start off using the name anyway, right? Does that make sense? And I also think that would probably help me as we talk about different characters, different series that all share the same kind of character names, like Origins Roman and Vodcast Roman, and then Tales of Conjuria Roman. Like those are three different Romans, but they all share the same name. I could at least be like, oh, this is Ronana, and you know what series that's from. Cause cause sometimes I get a little worried that I talk about like, oh yeah, there's this pattern, and then it's like, actually no, we're talking about the other pattern, you know. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make that change for those two. Cause not only would I actually have to change Roman's name, I would have to change every instance of Roman being referred to as a man. Like a gender changes a bit of the story, you know. Like it's one thing to be able to just do like find replace Roman with Renata. That's easy. But it's a lot harder to then be like replace he him with she or her when I have a cast so many filled with so many men. Like that's what's going to be really tedious. Um that's what's going to be really tedious. So, and then also any other dialogue referring to like Roman being a male would have to be changed. So, with that being said, I do want to show you something. Uh, I forgot to set this one up. Where is it? Ah, uh, there it is. Yep. I don't need that open right now. Close that. I am turning off Discord. So this is what female Roman looks like. I sent it in the Discord, but for anyone who's not in the Discord, this is what I did. Basically, I softened up Roman's face to make it more personally, I don't mind anything unless someone points it out. Even then, it's your story to make it how you want it. Okay. Um, so I softened up the face a little bit, and then I changed the hairstyle. Because I still liked the idea of making Roman African, like a dark skinned character. Um, but I will say I'm still not loving the hairstyle. So I thought that maybe we can go through the hairstyles together and try to pick one that we would like. Cause I don't know. I also so Virgil has long hair, right? Virgil has long hair, and I liked the idea of Virgil and Roman, without getting too much into it, um, share a similar past, but they turned out very differently. So I wanted to show that in multiple ways. And I think one of the ways I want to show that is in their hairstyle. So I wanted so Virgil has long hair, and so I want Roman or how do I say it again?
Princess Ramona Conjure.
Ramona. I want Ramona to have short hair. That is the only rule I'm putting in place is that I want Ramona to have short hair. So let's uh let's look at these hairstyles and see what we would like. So there's this, which I mean I guess that's okay. There's also this one. I I don't know. I don't really like it. Probably not this one. No. This is an afro mohawk. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that one either. There's this one. Nah, I'm not feeling the puffballs. So, I'm trying to figure out a hairstyle. Like I said, I don't like their hairstyles. The hairstyles are things that I wish that they would work more on. That one's not terrible, but that's still long hair. It's just in a short style. We got the dreads in a bun, but again, that's long hair. This is the French twist. Mm, this is medium. That's the one that we originally had. Excuse me. The dashing hair. No. This is Roman's original hair. There's also this, which I just think is funny. Then this is where we get to like all the dreads. Then we have the half part. But I don't really see her having that. So you see the problem that I've run into, right? With hair. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Yes. One, saying yes is one of the most unhelpful things for you to say because I don't know what that's in reference to. My question was, what are we thinking? And you said yes. Oh, I spat on my computer. Oh god, not the bangs. Anything but bangs. Time delayed by 8 seconds. If there was a hairstyle you liked, um, you could try describing it. Uh, you could also go to heroforge.com and you can look at all the hairstyles you want. God, this is such like 70s feel. The mad science. Unfortunately, I'm at work and can't do that at the moment. Ah. Hmm. Go through the list by one. Oh boy, we're gonna be here for a while. All right. Lion folk main. Uh, the Seeker's long braid. Straight short receding hair. The straight side bob. The textured side part bob. Textured short receiving hair. Afro mohawk with corkscrews. The man bun. Afro with corkscrew. That shit doesn't look that bad. Afro puffs. That gives off a vibe that I don't want to give off. The pompadour. Asymmetrical bob. Also known as the Karen hairstyle. It's a lovely hairstyle. Uh, Shortcut hair. We're not doing a bowler cut. I am vetoing that. Short mohawk, which I don't want her to be bald. This is the ballerina bun. Short slick back hair. The loose bang bun. The short sponge twist. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'm gonna write that then. The short, what's it called? The short sponge twist. Short sponge twist. The braided bun straight. Modern curly. Modern curly slick back hair. It's also not terrible. Modern slick back hair. The braided bun textured. The bun held with a stick. The dreads with a bun. Are those the ones that you like or the ones that you are those the ones that you like so far? Oh, you're making okay, you're making a list. Okay. So, this is the dreads with a bun. Here's the French twist. French twist is not bad. Okay. Uh, the short half ponytail. The short spiky mohawk. The feathered bowl cut. No. The textured fancy braid. I believe this is the hairstyle Virgil has. Yeah, I think Virgil has this hairstyle. The medium length curly hair. The textured Viking braid. That's just the Viking braid. This is the medium length ringlings. The spiky punk pomp. The swept back dreads. The swept back medium length. The thick braided curls. Short top dreads. Wavy ponytail. Large afro. No, the medium afro. Eh. The buns. The flat top. The flame-like hair. Anime spikes. The top knot. We're not doing balding. A bedhead. The bob. The cork row. The military standard. The dashing hair. The chignon, which was Roman's original hair. The shaggy curls, which we're gonna go no with. The swooping bangs for your emo phase. Why does that somehow work? Okay. We're not doing the mohawk. The mullet. I think I'm gonna go with a no. I'm gonna go with a no on that. The Nimagami. Yeah, I didn't think so. The short pigtails. The straggly mane. The shaggy. The swept back. The sided part. Skipping, skipping. The wild hair. No, 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 no. Whatever this thing was called. The 80s bob. That's what it was, not the 70s, it was the 80s. The French braid, the ponytail, shoulder length wavy. More braids, more ponytails. The long mane. The mane. No, 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 no. Dreadlocks. Uh, I guess I'll try these. Just that part, that part. Sorry, that was the floppy mohawk, the long undercut, the undercut, the mohawk small, hyena mohawk small wild. Okay, so those are our choices. You were just making a list. I think out of the three that I saw, I liked the short sponge twist, the French twist, and the sweeping bangs. So let's look at those three again. The short sponge twist. I have to remember what they looked like. Okay, so this is the first one. Just a little spiky. I think it goes with her face pretty well. And then we had the French twist, which I believe is this one. So this is just kind of like a nice little shorty hairstyle. And then the sweeping bangs were all the way down here. Okay, swooping bangs. What are we thinking? I think my only problem with the swooping bangs is the fact that it just covers half of her face, but it also flows around her face very well, which is the only reason why I'm considering it, is that it kind of looks good. I think out of those three, I would take off the French twist. So our choices are either the swooping bangs or the short sponge twist. What are we feeling? And while I wait, I should probably turn on some music. Gotta lurk cause weekend chores. All right. What should I play? Let's go to songs. You know what? Let's just shuffle my entire playlist and see what happens. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong button. Sure. Okay. Okay. Pop, pop, pop. Yep, alright. It should be higher than it. Okay. We live now. We do it now. I have to make the music lower on my end, or else I'll just start singing. Okay. Okay, so we have that. And then we have this. I think I'm gonna go with the sponge twist. I'm gonna go with the sponge twist. Now, here's the other thing that I've been thinking about. I have been thinking about changing the hair color, but I haven't decided on exactly what or if I'm committing to that. So, one thought was so Rosana is the daughter of Celine. So one thought was changing her hair to a white color, right? A white or grayish color. But I also ran it kind of just into the problem that I didn't like. I didn't like it. Um, I couldn't exactly find a color that I really liked. Like it stand out. It like the hair stood out in a way I didn't like. So I dropped the white idea. But then I thought about if this is supposed to be kind of like an African type of character, well, the other hair color that Africans get is black. So I thought about the idea of what if I made her hair black instead? But again, I ran into the problem that I wasn't really liking any of the color shades. So I think I'm just gonna have to like end up just leaving her hair being brown because I couldn't really find a color that I liked. I wonder if I can change the earrings. Is it under clothes? No. Is it under gears? Yes. Unable the current selection. Fair enough. I don't think I need multiple piercings. Okay. That spot. So let's go ahead and change the name of this because this is no longer Roman. This is Ramona. Whoop. Oy vey. Alright, we now have Romana Conjurer. Woo! Okay. So now we're gonna get to the next part of this. Which, we can turn that off. Let us move over to here. So now we're gonna get into the actual writing bit. But we do have to, change the things. Short spike mohawk. Oh, are you guys really behind? How far behind are you guys? Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, okay, okay. We're good. We're good. For a minute, I thought you guys were like 10 minutes behind or something. But it looks like we're good. I don't know why you're sending more hairstyles. The Goku hair. That's nice. Okay. So first we're gonna we'll need some fixes to improvements complete process after that. Okay. Save. Give me one moment. I am apparently updating my docs. When you turn there's you and me, we take the after happily. It ask me some when I grow old. Will you drive me a house of gold? When you die, all turns to stone. Will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. Oh, sets me down with flames are dead, with the tears and the on our heads. But I try to with my heart down, where your first light will come someone. Will ask me some when I grow old. Will you drive me a house of gold? When your shadow turns to stone, will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. a bad time like with you. Bring more than my chips. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I am using Word doc instead of Google Docs. Uh, so this is just a placeover. But first page, title, table of contents, chapter 1. So we have to fix some things since I've decided to make some changes. Uh this sentence right here probably has to change, but I'm really bad at beginning, so I'm leaving it for now. Uh let's see. Oh, I could do what's makes some of this easier for me. Find Patton. Replace with Paxton. Replace all. Okay, so that was 18 things fixed. We can now go to Roman and change Roman out for Ramona, and that's another 13 placed. Princess Ramona, conjure a human with uh the hair's now, what did we called it? Oh, I just deleted it. I didn't post it. What was it? Like short twist something? Something short twist. Short twist. Short twist brown hair, tied up in a bun, sparkling blue eyes, and a charming smile. She wears silver and blue scale mail, the armor of any sultanite, and a long blue cloak of protection, a magical item that helps protect her from danger. She also has a pair of moonstone earrings. Like you can see why I wanted to make this change quickly, instead of waiting until the second draft or something to make this change. Okay. Uh, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna read you what I have so far, and I'll fix anything that I see on the way down. We come into view of a forest. The sun is just an hour or two from setting in the sky. Our traveling party of Paxton, a 8 foot tall furbog with grayish blue skin, brown eyes, and dark red hair. His hair goes down to his mid back, some of it tied up into a braid. He has a short beard and a lion like tail. He wears glasses made from walnut wood and a dull brown robe and sandals. He also likes to wear a lora. Um, then then we have Princess Ramona Conjure. I thought about the idea of there being a middle name, but I couldn't think of a middle name that kind of flowed. Like even Ramona Conjure doesn't flow, but it's whatever. A human with short twist brown hair, tied oh whoop. Yeah, see, obviously not tied up into a bun. Short twist brown hair, sparkling blue eyes, and a charming smile. She wears silver and blue scale mail armor, the armor of any Sulolite, and a long blue cloak of protection, a magical item that helps protect her from danger. She also has a pair of moonstone earrings. Oh, I didn't. Uh, yeah, if I don't mention it, then it doesn't exist. Moonstone earrings and a what metal head band with a moonstone. A symbol of her royalty. There we go. She also wears moonstone earrings and a metal headband with a moonstone, a symbol of her royalty. With them is a new companion, Logan, a damaged silver metal man that they found a few hours prior. Standing at 6'9" tall, this man looks like he's been mauled. Scratches, similar to scars on a normal person's body, cover his metal one. The most intense ones on his face, around a glowing blue gem attached to his forehead, almost like something was trying to claw the gem out of his head. He has two glowing lines going down his head and spreading throughout his body, showing a strange energy flowing through Logan's body. It feels. I don't know what else to use than body. I guess maybe form? You don't want to have repeat words too much because it messes with the flow. Paxton happily holds the robot's hand while they walk. Ramona walks ahead of the group, keeping an eye out for dangers, while they look for a place to look for a place to camp for the night. As they walk, Paxton hears a voice in his head. Paxton, how many books can your backpack hold? Paxton looks at the sky while he thinks. Um, well, if my bag was empty, I imagine I would be able to hold a lot of books. But as it is, my bag is already full of other things. Besides, I don't own a lot of books. I'm not much of a reader. Logan looks at Paxton. Who are you talking to? Paxton looks at Logan, Logan being 2 feet shorter than the giant. Oh, you don't know about the whispers? Logan thinks for a moment, his blue gem-like eyes glowing brighter. Then, he nods his head. Ah, yes, I remember now. The supernatural phenomenon known as whispers. I, too, have the ability to hear them to some extent. Paxton smiles. Oh, cool! Logan hears a voice in his head. A whisper. Logan, how old are you? I am 27 years old. Paxton gasps. Aw, you're just a baby! I am not a baby. I have the maturity of an adult. Nope, it's official. You're my kiddo now. Paxton pulls Logan into a hug, his tail wagging back and forth. Logan struggles against the tight grip of the friendly giant. Put me down. Pneumonia glances back at them. Paxton, that thing can't be your kiddo. Paxton puts Logan down so he can put his hands on his hips. Now you listen to here. Here, Princess Ramona of Condria. Logan here is our new friend, and we treat friends with respect. He is a person, not an it. He blinks before he looks at Logan. Unless it is your pronouns. Logan shakes his head. I was not designed with a set pronouns, as pronouns are not necessary for my function or objective. With that being said, I am fine with either he, him, or they, them pronouns, though I don't really care either way. Paxton nods. Got it. So we treat him with respect, Ramona. Ramona gestures at the robot man. He's not even wearing clothes. He's indecent. Logan sighs. We have been over this. I do not require clothes to complete my objective, nor do I have anything to hide. He gestures at his body, where he lacks the genitalia people typically cover up. The only piece of clothing on his body is a belt covered in belt pouches to help store. Probably, let's just call it belt pouches. Covered in pouches to help store small items and tools he finds. The rest of his things fitting in the backpack he wears on his back. It's still weird, Romana stresses. Paxton huffs and crosses his arms, clearly annoyed by Romana's behavior towards Logan. They walk in silence until they come into a clearing in the woods. This looks like big enough for camp, Ramona decides. Paxton walks off to find sticks so they can start a fire. Ramona works on setting up the tent. He glances at the robot man. Logan's head twitches slightly as his eyes flash. Are, are you good? The twitching stops and Logan snaps out of whatever that was. I am all right. I'll be better once we get to Jongville. Ramona hums. Well, this tent only holds 2 people. That is all right. I do not mind standing outside. I do not require sleep. Of course you don't. Logan receives another whisper. Are you waterproof? Or what's keeping you from rusting? I do not rust like other metals. My body was forged in a way that better protects me from the elements. With that being said, I am extremely heavy and thus incapable of swimming. You're incapable of swimming? Can't you learn? I, as you say, sink like a rock. It is not the lack of knowledge that my body knowing it's not a lack of knowing the body motions required to swim or keep afloat. I am just too heavy for those methods to be efficient. It would be the same as anyone who was wearing heavy armor. It would be the same as anyone who was wearing heavy armor. Blah 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 blah. It would be the same as anyone who was wearing heavy armor would have a difficult time swimming against the weight on them. I guess that makes sense. I didn't think about it like that. Paxton comes back with an armful of sticks. He sets up a campfire and lights it with his with his tinder box. He smiles as he sits down on the log, his head resting on his knees, and he stares at the fire, his tail wagging back and forth while with the motions of the flames. Logan watches Paxton curiously. Why are you staring at the fire so intently? Ramona finishes setting the tent and looks over. She rolls her eyes, used to this behavior. He has a thing for fire. He can stare at it like that for hours. It's just really pretty. The way it moves in the wind, the bright colors. How could you not look at it? Looking and staring are two different things. I swear you're gonna go blind staring at it. Paxton shrugs. Ramona's comments don't bother him. He's heard them repeatedly during his travels with the princess. And that's where we're at so far. So here's how you guys are able to help shape the story. As you saw, the characters can receive whispers from an unknown entity. Uh, and that's basically you guys. You guys are the whispers. You can ask me any questions in chat directed at a character, and the character will answer the question to the best of their abilities or to the best of their comfort. Obviously, there are going to be things that the characters don't want to talk about, and thus getting the information out of them that way might be a little bit of a hassle. Um, yes, screaming murder, murder, murder at the characters is not going to give you the results that you want. Um, and you also have to be careful because if you push them too hard, they could decide to not listen to you guys. So, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how you guys, um, realize your relationship with the characters. The characters are able to hear whispers to different levels. Some hear them a lot better than others, but for you to know which characters and to what extent, you're gonna have to ask them. I'm going to try very hard to not metagame. If you ask a question, you're typically going to be able to ask it. If you ask something that breaks the plot, you might find some interference from an unknown entity. So we'll see how this goes. But this is what I thought might be fun. You guys can literally help shape the story. So like if you find yourself in a situation where you learn information that might be important to tell someone, you can do that and that can give them a heads up in the story. Or you can learn a lot more about the characters by just asking them things about themselves. Which also helps me uh, expand the characters as I try to find answers to your questions. For example, I didn't realize Logan couldn't swim until someone asked if he rust, and then my brain decided that yeah, also Logan can't swim. So we are a voice in their head like Jiminy Cricket. You are a voice in their head, not like Jiminy Cricket, because Jiminy Cricket was an actual character with a physical body and could actually do things in the physical world. You cannot do anything to the physical world. You can't do something like, I move this box out of the way, or I make the character turn their head. You can't do anything physical. You can say things and they can hear you, but that's about it. Also, I'm gonna probably regret telling you this, but you could do psychological damage to them, uh, if you decide that you want to really scream at them. So, but I advise you to not injure the characters because if you purposely try to injure the characters, you will ruin your relationship with them and they won't believe you or trust the things you say in the future. So, everyone has that little this character will remember that thing. So you got to be careful about the relationship you have with the characters. Also, um the whispers don't get any names. So there's nothing going to be like 1 2 said. And the reason for that is because I want to make sure that this has the vibe of like an infinite amount of different people asking questions instead of like currently right now the only questions I'm probably going to get from are from like you in space. And so to make it so it's not like space asks this and 1 2 asks this. Um it's just no one gets a name. You're just a whisper. I'll be the voice that whispers in the night. All right. So So how this is going to work is that I'm going to continue writing, and at some point during the time that I'm writing, you can ask a question. I'll find a pause in the conversation to then send that whisper, and then they'll answer the questions. The characters can answer vocally or by thought. It just depends on if they want anyone to hear their answers. Typically, Patton likes to answer aloud because it makes him feel more sane. Romana might answer questions more in thought. Uh, and Logan probably also speaks his answers aloud. What happens if you step 10 feet to your left? Okay. Well, Paxton. Receives. I don't know how many times I'm going to like state that they're receiving that whisper. Um, but we'll see. Okay, and that gets centered and is also technically a thought bubble, so it goes in. So this is how I'm formatting the whispers. You're kind of centered and um italicized, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Okay, Paxton looks to his left, seeing the basic dirt ground, lightly covered in leaves. Nothing, I guess. I'll just be standing 10 feet to the left. He returns to looking at the fire. Alright. I don't know what you were expecting, but okay. There you go. How do I spell Ramona's name? Okay, Ramona I wanted to see what was to the left side. Oh, um, it, dirt. There you go. That was your answer, just dirt. Um, I I think to help, if you want to know more about the environment location, you could just ask me if you want to see more of the environment. I think that'll kind of help. I think definitely as I develop more drafts, I'll probably take out asks that don't go anywhere or add anything. So there was nothing important to the left side. Actually, hold on, let me check something real quick. Yeah, yeah, there's nothing to the left. Excuse me. Um, so now that I know about that, let me see if I can rewrite this. Uh, well, yeah, there's nothing important to the left side. So I'm gonna take that out because that doesn't add anything. Okay, anyways, Ramona. Okay, no, oh, it's Ramona. There we go. Roma sits on a log to the, where did I put her? To the left, to the, actually no. Roma walks a distant distance away from Paxton and Logan, sitting down on a log as she looks up to the moon. Hey, Mom. It's me again. I had a crazy day. We wandered into a, how do I spell backslin? It's part of Logan's lore. Looking for a word. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Do the whispers all sound the same? Technically, no. You guys probably sound different. Um, you would probably have different voices. It's just I wasn't giving you specific names. Okay. Uh, we wandered into a basilisk nest. Yeah, if a person asks enough questions, they will probably recognize a person. So, obviously, since you're the only one asking questions, they would probably get to know your voice very well, whatever your voice sounds like. We wander into a basilisk's nest. I guess I wasn't too happy about it. I, my brain is going 100 coming up with different things to ask. Okay, so it is slayed like that. I wasn't too happy. What is wrong with it? Double check that you're sticking to singular or pearls. I slay. It's it's not pearls. It's tense. I slayed the beast, of course. Paxton wasn't too happy about it. Ever the pacifist, but it was evil, and it turned out to be the right choice because we needed its gullet to make a cure to the pref uh to the purification. Alright, so Roman walks a distance away from Paxton and Logan sitting on a log as she looks up to the moon. Hey mom, it's me again. I had a crazy day. We wandered to a basilisk's nest. I slayed the beast, of course. Paxton wasn't too happy about it, but ever the pacifist. But it was evil! And it turned out to be the right choice because we needed its gullet to make a cure to the purification. That's how we met Logan. I'm not too sure about him. Let's say them. They're made out of metal. It's not natural. They're also damaged. I tried healing them, but apparently we need to go to what was the town? Jongville. We need to go to Jongville to get them repaired. I know I'm supposed to be finding my brother so we can go on this epic quest and find father. But Paxton insists that we what's the word I'm looking for? Not not chaperone, but insists that we what is the word I'm looking for? Escort. That's the word I was looking for. Uh, I know I'm supposed to be finding my brother so we can go on this epic quest and find father, but Paxton insists that we escort them back home. So we are taking a detour. But I promise that once that is done with, we will get back on track. Shut up, I want to call it an epic quiz. Okay. Okay. Roma Ramona walks a distance away from Paxton and Logan, sitting down on a log as she looks up to the moon. Hey mom, it's me again. I had a crazy day. We wandered into a basilisk's nest. I slayed the beast, of course. Paxton wasn't too happy about it, ever the pacifist. But it was evil, and it turned out to be the right choice because we needed its gullet to make a cure to purification. That's how we met Logan. I'm not sure about them. They're made of metal. It's not natural. They're also damaged. I tried healing them, but apparently we need to go to Johnsville to get them repaired. I know I'm supposed to be finding my brother so we can go on this epic quest and find father, but Paxton insists that we escort them back home. So we are taking a detour. But I promise that once we're done with, but once that is done with, we'll get back on track. Okay. Do you have anything you want to ask before we do a little cut? While I wait, I'm gonna go fix something real quick. Everything loads so slowly. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Alright, so if there's no questions to be asked, we get to do a little cut. How do I want to make my cut? What do I want to use? Hey, hey. On the vulnerable outside day, I wanna forget you. You were wanting that we go all night. Um, I guess for now we'll just do sister. Hey, my birthday message on the radio. Stereo, my there, you know. Paxton takes second watch. So that Roman. So, well, let me check Logan things. Oh, you know what? I saw shade. How does Roman's sleeping work again? When you take a long rest, you must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state rather than sleeping. Okay. Hey, my Mister on the radio, stereo, my way, there, you know. Hey, so, sister. Okay, so that Roman can rest. Logan Logan sits on a log. His glow is dim. Sits on a log, uh, mo motionless. His glowing eyes dim. Paxton? Paxton wonders if he's alive. Since his chest doesn't move. But Logan explained that he doesn't need to breathe, and thus his chest doesn't move. Apparently, he he calls this nah, we don't need a name for it. Apparently, he only needs to rest for 6 hours. Stronger, stronger, it's me, myself, and I. Apparently, he only needs to rest for 6 hours. Uh, Let me look at it again. What new? Moving on, sun on you. Okay. Uh, he only needs to rest for 6 hours, but he's not unconscious either. He can still see and hear everything. He just doesn't move or speak. Paxton doesn't fully understand, but he trusts Logan's judgment on himself. Oh, I need to spell unconscious better. Unconscious? Aha! There we go. So, at some points in the story, you'll only really be able to have access to talking to one specific characters. So, in this instance, Paxton is the only character actually conscious enough to be asked questions. I guess you could still ask Ramona questions, but you'll have to wake up Ramona first, which would disturb Ramona's sleeping, which might make Ramona tired in the morning. So, while you can, it's probably ill-advised to bother characters while they're trying to sleep. But you do have the ability to actually wake up characters. If you scream loud enough, you can wake them up from their sleep. They won't be happy about it, but you can do it. um, Same thing with Logan. You could bother Logan and stir him out of his sentry rest to ask him questions. Patton is the only one that is fully conscious enough to not be bothered being asked questions. I think also because of chat lag or whatever, if you ask questions while I'm in the middle of something, be I could be like, okay, we'll ask this question before this happens. So, for example, if any questions, I'll leave a space there in case anyone wants to ask a question before the next event happens. Which for that I'm going to do some rolls. Oh, I need a one, two, three, about you. I got one last problem without you. Got one last problem without you. I got one last problem. Alright, let's roll a perception check real quick. Patton! Paxton! Alright, that's a 9. God, everything is so laggy. Okay, cool. Alright, this is gonna be fun then. Uh, Okay. I'm doing some things. Whoop! That's not the person I wanted to move. Everything is so laggy when I try to stream it. My god. I guess that's fine. Oi, 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 oi. Okay. I need to research something. Uh, yep. Give me that. Yeah, no. That's what I thought. Alright, I should probably go ahead and show you what I'm doing. We're gonna switch screens because it's roll 20 time, baby. We're doing an encounter. When I do encounters, I'll do them in 120 where I have all the character sheets and such, and I'll take how the encounter went and transfer it into book format. Uh also note that you can't do anything to animals. Because the animals do not have the intelligence score high enough to be able to hear whispers. Alright, cool, 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 cool. So you could probably guess what's about to happen right now. I need a d20 plus 5. $13. Hey, Patton. What's your armor class again? 10? Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so that's a hit. This is not how I wanted this encounter to go, but this is what the dice have decided. Okay, so what's there? It's 2d6 plus 3. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, fine. So that's 7 plus 3 is 10. Okay. Sadly, that is not how that works. Patton takes 10 points of damage. Oh, I forgot that the wolf actually had advantage. So just for the fun of it. Okay. I just wanted to see if it would be a natural 20. Um, the other wolf is going to attack Logan. So let's roll. Okay, so the 18 plus 5. Yeah, that's going to beat his armor class. Okay. 2d6 plus 3 is another 10. My goodness. Let me check Logan's character sheet to see if he has anything that helps. Oh, wait. What's his armor class? Is it 15? His armor class should not be 15. I'm gonna throw this out here. Oh, yeah, no, it's 15 to 17, yeah. For a minute I thought it was 19. And and I got way higher than that. That's right, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to see if you have That's patent. Did I open the wrong one? No, it's right here. Okay, I think it's under construct resistance. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it's probably under this one. Okay, no, that just gives you a +1 bonus. Okay, you have no damage resistance. That's what I was kind of looking for. Alright, so you took 10 damage as well. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna... Alright, I'm gonna write down what just happened real quick. So, while Paxton stares at the fire, he hears a twig snap. Too late to stop the wolf from charging and biting into his arm. He yelps in surprise, but before he can do anything, another wolf has already striked the unknowing Logan, knocking him over as the wolf bites into his metal shoulder. Okay, now we get to roll initiative. That's not the one I wanted. So what just happened was that Patson failed his perception check. So he didn't notice that the wolves were coming, and so they got a surprise round on them, which is why they went first and got to roll with advantage because Logan and Patson were not aware that they were there. But now that they're aware that they're there, everyone gets to roll initiative to figure out what the heck is going to happen next. So, God. Except for Ramona. Ramona is still asleep and is unaware of what is happening right now. Okay, so that's a 15. That's a 2. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. So 1 d20. What's their? It'll be 2. Okay. 17. Okay. How do I? How do I? Oh, add a turn. Okay, so the dire wolves are going to get 17. They'll go on the same turn. Okay, so oh, so Humphrey has a -2 to his initiative, so he could have he rolled a 17, but that's 17 minus 2. And then Logan has a 0 in his initiative and only got a 2, so that kind of sucks. They are not quick to battle. Boy, they. So the wolves get to attack again. Let me check. Pack tactics. The wolves have advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the wolves' allies are within 5 feet of the creature. Okay, cool. So they get advantage again. So let's roll another 2d. Okay, so that's 11 for Patton, which still hits. So Patton takes another 13 damage. Ow. Patton is literally bleeding out. The next wolf is still on Logan. So let's see, that's 7 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 12. That is a miss. So he couldn't break through the metal that time. All right, let's write that out. The wolf on him continues to bite Paxton. Pain flaring in his arm as blood runs down and coats the beast's his teeth, and fur. The second wolf tries to bite Logan, but can't seem to break his metal skin. Okay, Patton finally gets to go. What's he gonna do? Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just speaking aloud. I control my characters. You don't get to I guess you could give them suggestions to what to do in this situation. Like you still have the ability to interact with them even through the combat. But you do not control their reactions. You could tell them, "Hey, you should get out of there," and they'd be like, "Yeah, no shit." um, but you can't be like, "Okay, Paxton, uh, does this," so there's that. Um, mm, mm. This goes slow because I have to control everything, and also doing things is slow. Yo, you should really get out of there. It's dangerous. Uh, you know what? Let's do a strength saving throw. Oh, that's a critical. That's not a critical, sorry. It's a critical fail. Oh god. This is not Patson's this is not his night. Okay, so first thing, Paxton tries to push the wolf off of him, but the beast's grip is too strong. Okay, so that's the first thing he tries to do. Um, Going invisible doesn't help when he's already attached to you. Um, a good wild shape. Let me check something. I can't remember. Spell casting rules 5e. It's probably under casting spells. Uh, most spells require a single action to cast, but some spells require a bonus action, reaction, or time to cast. Uh, okay, so. Oh, okay. If I have a spell that is a bonus action, I can't cast another spell unless it's a cantrip. Okay. Uh, I'm trying to think of what I want Paxton to do. Someone isn't me. That's the wrong character sheet. Um, because I have to also remember that I need to do something that Paxton will do. Okay. Oh, you're my magic. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast Entangled. We're gonna cast Entangled. How many spell points is that? There'll be all of money. Two. So that costs 2 spell points. Here we go. So, Entangled. Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from the points within range. For the duration, these plants stir the ground in the area into uh into difficult terrain. A creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangled plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against the saving throw to free itself. So, spouting it there, I can. Hmm. It's a 20. Okay, so yeah, no, it's fine. Uh, so I now need strength saving throws from the wolves, which is just +3. And we'll roll 2 of them for the 2 wolves. So, and what is Paxton's DC? 15? That's gonna be a miss. They're both. Okay, good. Good. We're getting somewhere, guys. Alright. So they're now entangled. We'll use this net. Is this a concentration spell? I don't think it is. Oh wait, I could just. Oh, yep, it is. So Patton is now concentrating on this, and thus cannot concentrate on another concentration spell. Uh, verbal and somatics. Okay, so gritting his teeth. Paxton shouts, entangled. Am I spelling entangled wrong? In. Oh yeah, I forgot an N. Entangled. Oh, okay. Actually, here. Before that part, I'll add what you said. Yo, you should really get out of there. It's it's dangerous. Okay. So weeds and vines sprout from the ground, wrapping around the 2 wolves. Weeds and vines sprouts from the ground, wrapping around the 2 wolves. Freeing Paxton and Logan from their grip. Okay, so that was an action. But enough said. Let's not look up head, enough said. Doctors, stop putting up head, mix up. I'm trying to move screens, but everything's so slow and dying. It's not working. God. Oh, oh God, oh God, everything's dying. There we go. Okay. All right. What was I doing? Oh, right. That was just his action. Now, why? There we go. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about moving them. Okay, so I need to pick some. He still has a bonus action and a movement. Milk I spill. Okay. Um. Okay. So here's what's happening, right? If Patton moves from his spot, the other two wolves get opportunity attacks against him. The spell doesn't say anything about the creatures having disadvantage while being grappled, though it could be implied. So, hold on. What does it say exactly? Be restrained. What are the rules on restraint? Okay, I just need restraint. Which one of these is freaking restrained? A restrained creature's speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. and they have disadvantage against dexterity. Okay, so they will be taking their attacks at disadvantage, but Patton's AC DC is still 10, which mean and they have a +5 bonus to hit, which means that I would have to roll lower than a 4 to actually be able to hit. I need to roll lower than a 4 to actually be hit, which I don't think is going to happen. Okay. Wrong one. Alright, we're gonna Spirit Totem. Okay. Paxton takes a deep breath as he stares at well, more of like he holds his bleeding arm. Poe, help! He squeezes his eyes closed for a moment before calling out. Okay, how? Let me check something. I can close that, and I can close that because I'm not actually using that. Okay. Uh, I really hope this is entertaining. I think it's fun. I wish my everything wasn't so freaking laggy, but I'm enjoying this. What am I looking for again? Oh, I just want to know how it describes this ability working. Druid of the Shepherd. Why? Why do we worry at all? Why? Tell me, why do we worry? There's no reason we're writing for me. Why worry at all? Tell me, why do we worry? Okay, it doesn't say how it works. Okay. What is it called again? Is it just a spirit? Yeah, natural spirits. A transparent form of a bear comes out of Patton's body. So I need to go into here real quick, I think. Yes. I need a bear. Yeah, this works. There we go. How does this work again? As a bonus action, you magically summon an incorporeal spirit to a point within 60 feet. The spirit creates an aura of a 30-foot radius. Okay. Oh, nope, sorry. I'm looking for this. Alright. 30-foot radius. Uh, let's make it brown. That's a red color. Hold on. There we go. Brown. Save. Oh yeah, that's a big radius. Okay. It counts as neither a creature or an object, though it has the spectral appearance of the creature it represents. As a bonus action, you can move the spirit up to 60 feet to a point which you can see. It only lasts for a minute. Each creature of your choice in the aura, when the spirit appears, gains temporary hit points equal to 5 times your druid level. We are level 3. Sorry, it's 5 plus, so we get 8. And don't know if it matters, but we'll put 8 for Roman as well. For her as well. In addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws while in the aura. So that was his bonus action. He can still move, but I'm too worried about trying to move Patton right now. So he doesn't move. Okay, so a transparent form of a bear comes out of Patton's body. A light blue aura surrounds Patton and Logan. And the last thing that we're gonna do for Patton is that I'm going to try to see if I can get Patton to intimidate these wolves. Which let me. You learn to speak civilian. Beasts understand your speech, but and you get the ability to decipher their noises, emotions. Okay. Speech of beasts and leaf. You have advantage on all charisma checks you make to influence beasts. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Advantage. And intimidation. 11. That's not gonna do it. Patton growls at the wolves. Eh, since it doesn't work, I'm just gonna leave it out. Okay, so that was Patton's turn. Now Logan gets to go. Oh boy, what is Logan gonna do? Turn on this. Um, he okay. I think the only thing Logan really needs to do is cure wounds. Probably at a second level. So let's roll a d20 real quick. Oh wait, I could do it by just hitting that button. 12. Okay, we're good. Alright, we're gonna do it at second level. Dang! Logan came in with the health. Okay, so that would be. So that's 13 plus 4 is 17, plus 1 is 18. Okay. Let's describe how that goes. Logan looks around, coming out of his rest. He sees Paxton injured and reaches out, grabbing his arm. His lights brighten. Uh, a verbal component. What does Logan say when he heals people? As he whispers under his breath. Uh, no, they won't survive that way. Okay, what's his god? Okmar? I think it's Okmar. I'll fix it later. Okmar. Protect this. Probably like Heal this gentle soul. Uh, uh, cure wounds. I'm going to fix the spells later. Uh, when they say their spell names, it's going to sound way different than like entangled and cure wounds. But for now, just to keep things along, I'm gonna use the regular words, and later I'll fix it. Okay, so Logan looks around, coping, uh, coming out of his rest. He sees Paxton injured and reaches out, grabbing his arm. His his lights brighten, uh, as he whispers under his breath, "Omar, help heal this gentle soul, cure wounds." The what do I call it? Like, how do I describe this? The bite marks. Yeah, we'll just call it the bite marks. The bite marks seal up as the pain washes away from 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 Paxton's body. Paxton smiles. Thanks, Lo. Logan nods his head. Okay. Um, I believe that's all he can really do. So that's all he can really do. Which means it's the wolf's turn again. But they're entangled, so they're gonna have to spend their time trying to get untangled. So what's their what was it again? Okay, uh D20 plus 3? Oh, okay. So one of them fails, one of them got a natural 20. And I'm gonna say it's this one. Also, just so you guys know, uh, Romana, uh, Romona is a very heavy sleeper. So, she might not wake up in during this combat unless something wakes her up. Okay. So, this one gets free from the entanglement. So now, the first one's gonna roll with disadvantage against Patton, which still hits. which you know what? For story plot reasons, I'm gonna say no. But the other one gets to attack Logan. And the 14 does not make it. So let's rate this. The wolves howl and growl as they fight against the vines. The the wolf closest to Logan uh breaks. I probably should the wolf closest to Logan bites through the vines and is freed. It pounces at Logan again, but now he's more prepared and shoves the wolf off. By the way, he used. Okay, so that's the wolf's turns. Marrow, marrow. All right. Okay, so now what is Patson gonna do? That's Logan. I think I accidentally hit the long rest button because your health is supposed to be 17, not 27. Trying to move over to spells, but I accidentally hit long rest instead, I guess. What can he do? Logan is not a fighter, but he could be. But he's typically not. Yep, okay. Oh wait, this is am I looking at Logan? Just got the wrong character, I think. Right? We're on Patton's turn. What am I doing? I can't use that. No, Dodger. Well, actually, he has advantage against poison. He's advantage immunity. He's immune to disease. His advantage against poison and resists poison damage. Um, what animals can Patton turn into? His favorite wild shapes. Horses, dog-like creatures, bears, and frogs. Let me sort my great white wild shape. Low. Okay, so what can he turn into? He could turn into a boar. Oh, apparently they have links. Let's see what the board can give me. Mm. Okay, HP. What does it ask me? Bum ba dum ba da da dum bum ba dum bum ba dum Okay, you know what? We're using infestation. For one poison damage, and it moves west. It can't move west. This is north, south, east, west. Wait, north, south, east, west. Oh yeah, it can move west. Oh, what? I think it was 14. That was the AC. 36, and then it has to move. This movement does not provoke opportunity attack, but it needs to move 5 feet. Wait, no, sorry. Yes, moves 5 feet in a random direction. So it moves one spot over here. And I think that's it. So let me write it down. Congratulations, one. You get to do something, or at least your fleet does. Okay, so okay. Paxton holds out his hand. What was his name? What's her name again? Is it Thomas? I think it's Thomas. Okay, Thomas. Let's do this. If hops out of Paxton's hair and lands in his hand. Paxton covers the flea for a moment. He opens his hand, and a cloud of mites, fleas, and ticks erupt. Spelled that wrong. Erupt and attack the, the wolf next to Logan. Oh, the wolf's supposed to make a Constitution saving throw. My bad. Hold on. I forgot to do a freaking roll. You son of a bitch! And it made it. Okay, I have to also remember that it's supposed to be a story and like I'm going to let that go just because I need something. It's not fun to read if it's like I do this but then it doesn't work and then I do this but it doesn't really work. Like then nothing happens. Like there needs to still be a progression. So I think this is a good progression. So I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so Paxton covers the flea for a moment infestation. He opens his hand, and a cloud of mites, fleas, and ticks uh, erupt and attack the wolf next to Logan. The wolf swipes at the parasites. Um,